everyone, happy Friday. Welcome to the live masterclass. I'm very excited to be here. The computer was not so excited. It's Friday. It's like, yeah, we're gonna load very, very slowly. We don't really feel like doing this today, but I am excited and I'm here and really excited to connect with you all today. I'm just gonna do a quick tech check and check in with my team to make sure everything looks okay. I got a confirmation that it's all good. Amazing. So I'm streaming right now in our Facebook group just for JoyDeck members, and I'm also streaming live on YouTube more publicly to anyone who wants to join. So welcome to both groups that are here. I'm really excited to talk about an important topic today: how to have revenue on autopilot, which sounds amazing, right? It's not out of reach, and it's something we do want to think about right now in mid-September as we go into Q4. Typically, for most product-based businesses, the most revenue driving time of the year. And so we want to give you the best chance at succeeding and having the systems in place to make that happen for you without you stressing out, doing everything manually, and worrying about the customer experience. So that's what I'm going to chat about today. Before I get into it, I just want to do some housekeeping. So I'm going to share my screen very quick. I just want to show you, so I mentioned I'm streaming right now in two places. I'm streaming in a private Facebook group for members of the JoyDeck platform. And I'm also streaming on YouTube Live for more public audience. I just want to quickly show you what that means. So JoyDeck is our jewelry brand support community for those DIY entrepreneurs out there. And they get special access to resources related to this masterclass. So they get to watch the replay. They also get to participate in a challenge. And if you are a JoyDeck member watching this right now, there is instructions about the mini challenge. And also all the members only resources, like instructions on how to set up inbox automations, how to set up your abandoned cart email flow, welcome flow template, and setup tutorial. So basically, you watch this masterclass, it's not just a video tutorial. You get all of the tools that you need to make these things happen. So if you're not a JoyDeck member, you can sign up for a free trial by going to myjoydeck.com, clicking free trial, and you do get 30 days free to try JoyDeck, which is a very good amount of time to review all the resources, get your systems in place for holiday, and explore the value that we offer in the platform. So that is my spiel. So how is everyone doing today? Did you have a good week? How is your holiday prep going? I think for my observation is that for business owners that haven't gone through many Black Friday, Cyber Monday seasons, maybe they are newer to the holiday selling season. For some of them, even September feels like so early to be thinking about this stuff. But then with some of my more seasoned business owner clients, the ones who have been through many, many Black Fridays, they realize that it's really important to start thinking about this stuff even in August in many cases. But September is amazing, an amazing time to think about this. And I want to, if you haven't started thinking about it yet, I want to plant the seeds in your head about how to make everything work amazingly for you. And systems are the best way to do that. So first, let's talk about a mindset shift here. And I will try to speak. It's Friday. My brain is catching up a little bit. Having systems is better than the hustle. One thing I have found in my own observations, and also once being a newbie business owner myself, at the beginning, when you're hustling all the time, it makes you feel productive and like you are getting something done and you're doing a good job because you're like, I'm so busy, I'm doing all the things, I'm working so hard, everything is going great. That is a very common mindset of a newer business owner. But after a while, and the time period of that varies for everyone, it's unsustainable to just be in hustle mode all the time. At some point or another, you're going to realize like you cannot operate like this forever when it comes to your business, when it comes to your marketing, when it comes to every facet of what you're doing. And there comes a point for every business owner when they realize I need some systems to ground me and to make me not feel crazy, and so that I can establish some form of work-life balance, whatever that may mean, and also to just get better results, because hustle is not sustainable. And why that matters more than ever at this time of year when this live is happening, we're going into Q4, the holidays become overwhelming. Not just from a marketing perspective, but there are a lot of different things that you have to navigate. Maybe customer service, issues, priorities, a lot of customers having questions, figuring out how to field and navigate inquiries and questions from customers. You may be releasing new products or thinking about holiday merchandising even with your existing products. There are so many things. The list is endless. I'm sure your to-do list is endless going into Q4. But with marketing systems, if you can get marketing systemized, it at least takes some of the chaos off your plate so that you have more time for fulfillment. I am tongue twisting today. Okay. So that you have more time for fulfillment and customer service. You'll be less burned out and maybe actually even enjoy the holiday season yourself. You'll see higher conversions from customer touch points that are just repeatable. The things that your customers are always interacting with, like your email automations, for example. You can reuse this in the future. If you set up a system now, you're already one step ahead for 2026. Maybe you want to tweak and adjust, but you're not starting from scratch at that point. You get better data and testing for that next rodeo of the holiday season. Also, if you plan to scale and grow your business and eventually you have employees, if it's just you right now, this is something way easier to delegate when you have a system. And across your channels, like across email, SMS, and social, there's consistent, cohesive messaging. And finally, what I think is the most exciting benefit for everyone, especially creative business owners, you will have more time for creativity and connection when the essentials are all handled. You can have more fun with your content, engage with your top customers, enjoy your life. So for each of these 5 revenue generating systems that I'll be talking about today, I'll say what it is, why it matters, and what it looks like in action. And then if you're a JoyDeck member, we have some more in-depth tutorials and templates for you. But before I dive in, I want to poll the audience on Facebook and YouTube. And also, I forgot to say, we have the lovely Rebecca with us. She is supporting this live stream today. Rebecca, I just forgot to mention that you are there, but she is watching the comments on Facebook and YouTube Live, so that if you have a question or comment or feedback, I would love for you to drop it in a comment. Rebecca is there. She will say hi. And if a comment or question comes through while I'm talking, she will make sure she's passing it along to me so that I don't forget it. And we will address all comments and questions. You don't have to wait until the end. You can interrupt, ask the questions as they come. And Rebecca is there to help. And I want to ask everyone, okay, first of all, do you feel ready for Q4? Do you have a plan, even if it's high level? And I guess what for you would be most helpful to know going into this holiday season? Like, is there a mystery that you need solved? Do you have a burning question, even outside of like what we'll be talking about today? And if this is not, I'm throwing a lot of questions out. I want to give you some variety. If this is not your first or second or third time at Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and you are more of a seasoned business owner, what has worked for you in the past, and how are you hoping to kind of like adapt or reuse those things? And yeah, those are my questions. So drop them in the comments. And I'm going to take a sip of water. And don't be shy. We're here to answer your questions. All right. So while I'm awaiting questions to come in, I will start talking about the 5 systems we'll be covering. The first one is going to be holiday optimized welcome and nurture flow. The second one is going to be a gift guide funnel. The third one is going to be holiday ready abandoned cart and browse abandon recovery. 4 is a beginner friendly SMS engagement series. Yes, we will be talking about SMS in this masterclass. I know that's kind of like a black box mystery to a lot of newer business owners. And then also social media automations that can work for you while you're offline. So let's jump right in. If you listen to my podcast or watch my podcast, you know I talk about nurture flows, welcome flows a lot. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like I mention them in almost every episode. At least that's what it feels like. But I emphasize it so much because I audit a lot of brands. I'm also, from a consumer perspective, I have brands that I like, and so I sign up for their emails. And then with my marketing hat on, I'm noticing like the gaps and the things that they could be doing better because I cannot help myself. But one of the most common gaps that I see is optimizing and taking really seriously that very first touch point of the welcome email and the welcome series that comes after it. This is the chance for you to literally get the highest engagement you will ever have in any piece of your email marketing program. Welcome email number 1 should have the highest open and click rate of any other email you ever send, automated or not. And the reason for that is because, especially if you have an offer, like for example, sign up and get 10% off, sign up and get 15% off. whatever it may be, and you deliver the code or the offer via email, the people that want that are literally sitting at their inboxes waiting. There is no other time in the customer journey that someone is literally waiting for you to engage with them, except when they do order from you and they're waiting for like their shipping confirmation, right? So this presents a golden opportunity for you to capture them in that moment. They are expressing interest, and I cannot emphasize enough how important it is to make sure that welcome email number 1 is working, triggering correctly, and delivering the content that it promised and is optimized for clicks and for shopping. Now everything I just said is evergreen advice, not related to Q4. This is advice for any time of year, any brand using any e-commerce brand using email marketing. What I do want to say, and why I'm talking about it in this particular masterclass, is that you can optimize and customize this for the holidays. It's a little bit of extra work, but I have found for the clients that we do something like this for, that it gets much better results at this time of year than a standard welcome flow. And as I said, a standard welcome flow should already be getting new great results. So let me talk about this in a more concrete way. Welcome series. Usually delivering a discount. It doesn't have to, but it's usually welcoming the brand, maybe delivering a discount, bringing them in. It talks in a more evergreen way about your brand story. Where should they start their shopping journey with you? A holiday optimized welcome flow, basically you clone or duplicate your normal welcome flow and you rework parts of it to consider how the shopper's mindset changes going into Q4 and anticipate their specific needs at this time of year rather than the needs in a more general evergreen time of the year. So, for example, people that are signing up to your list, even as early as October now, up to when your holiday shipping cutoff is, there's a good chance that they are, to some extent, gift buyers, even if they're self-gift buyers, and or they are, to some extent, holiday-minded, even if they're not ready to buy just yet. And while your standard welcome flow might assume too much, that they want to know so much about your story, know about your best sellers, your new arrivals, blah, blah, blah. Someone in this mindset wants to know, like, what are the most giftable items? What are your holiday shipping cutoffs? Do you have any special sales or discounts coming for the holidays that they should anticipate or think about? What are, like, your stocking stuffers under $50? What makes your brand the right brand to, like, gift during the holiday season? And also, if you have return policies, like upgraded shipping options, blah, 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 the customer service pain points that you can address in that holiday flow. So this cloned version meets them where they're at and is anticipating their needs, which are slightly more specific at this time of year. So in a holiday optimized welcome flow, you would tailor it for the season, like looking for something meaningful to gift this year. As I said, highlight your gifting favorites. A lot of times those things can be the ready to ship items, all-time customer favorites, reminding people of your holiday order deadlines. If you have a gift guide, linking to that. If you have special merchandised product options like bundles or categories that filter like gifts under $100, whatever, gifts under $50, and thinking through like how can I best serve the people that are shopping for gifts at this time of year, whether it's for themselves or for another person. If you offer gift wrap, whatever, all the extra bells and whistles that people are looking for. And so if you already have a welcome series, a normal one, which I do recommend you have, so if you don't, start there. But if you have one already, just clone or duplicate your existing one, edit the areas and make the additions that I suggested. Turn off, once you decide to activate it, make it live. I would say probably in like mid to late October, based on when you think your customers will be starting to transition to that mindset, and then turn off your regular welcome one. And then make sure after the holiday season that you remember to flip-flop. So you shut off the holiday one and turn off your regular welcome one. So again, this is your chance to orient your gift buyers quickly. Don't wait to tell them what's giftable, what's shipping soon, and how to buy confidently. Like, this is your chance to get them up to speed really quick. So I would love to know if anyone has questions or curious, like, how would that make sense in the context of what you do with your e-commerce brand, like how you would modify this welcome flow. And also, my suggestion would be, if you don't already have a welcome flow at all, start with this holiday one, and then after the holidays, you can adapt that one to be your normal welcome flow. So let me know in the comments if you have any questions or ideas. All right, let's keep going. So the next one that I want to talk about, I sort of touched upon this in number 1, but a gift guide funnel. So this is, okay, first let me back up. A question I get a lot, so much, is, are gift guides relevant? Like, do people care about them? My answer to that is like, I don't know if that's the question to be asking, because while someone may or may not actually go to your website and look at your full gift guide, what I do think is valuable about them is how you can repurpose them in a lot of ways for your marketing and use them as like a guide post for merchandising. So you could write in the form of a blog post or a landing page out your whole gift guide. You can even do multiple gift guides. That's something we recommend sometimes. For example, you could have a gift guide by price point. You can have a gift guide by recipient, by mood. How you choose to merchandise it has to make sense for your brand and your brand story. But after you have that gift guide, you want to make sure you have steps for like engaging those people that viewed your gift guide. So that's the most important part, for the gift guide to not be like a dead end. So basically, some ideas for you to do that. If you have a gift guide blog post, you could embed an email sign up on it to get notifications and updates like when the items go on sale or for additional information related to gifting. And that way that sign up could trigger an automation that like nurtures that person. Or you can think about even gating your gift guide behind an email sign up and making that like your main pop-up opt-in. I will say if you go that route, you better have a really cool and fun gift guide, because I think like a really boring chat GPT, just like one page PDF is not going to feel worth someone giving you their email for. But if you can demonstrate value and make it like really fun, and you ask people to give you their email address in exchange for access to that, maybe plus a discount, which I think sweetens the deal even more. That way you're getting something in exchange for the work that you put into creating that gift guide, and you have a chance to also nurture those people in automation form. So if someone were to sign up for the gift guide, then over a series of 2 to 3 to 4 emails, walk them through what are your shipping cutoffs? What are the different categories of gifts that you recommend? What are the return policies? Like all the things that someone needs to know about gifting for holidays. So this is thinking about sales as offering value and being really value driven with that content. A huge missed opportunity in general that I find with brands that we either audit or even with some of our clients is they give a lot away. Maybe they have a giveaway or a resource or a guide for the sake of having like positive brand affinity, because it obviously creates goodwill and fun. But I would encourage you always, like if you are giving something away, especially if it has value, to try to get something back for you in exchange for that. And an email address is always like the most straightforward thing that you can trade for. But always make sure that whatever you are giving has a lot of value. All right, I'm going to take a sip of water, see if we have any questions. Checking in with Rebecca. If you're watching, if you just joined, please don't feel shy. You can leave a comment or a question in the chat on YouTube or on Facebook, and and I'm happy to answer. It looks like there's some questions coming through, so I'm just taking a beat while I also take a sip of water. So one question came through: what is it worth getting from a giveaway? So this is such a common thing. It's not directly related to email and SMS strategy, but it can be, and here's why. So what I see a lot is that this is an old way of thinking about Instagram, in my opinion. Back in the day when likes and comments on Instagram were like so important, and I'll elaborate in a sec, but people or brands would do giveaways, and it would be like this comment, or like this post, leave a comment, and follow the account for a chance to win. And then so maybe they get some new followers, maybe that particular post does really well in terms of engagement, and they give away like, I don't know, $100 retail value product, and that's the whole thing. The challenges with that are a few. One, likes and comments. While it's nice to see one of your posts like perform so much better than the others, in the long term, what is that giving you? It gives you a nice boost in your numbers for one post. Like, it's not necessarily resulting in anything. And also it could just lead to people following you or engaging with you that are not right fits for your brand. So what's the point of that? And then you're just giving away product. So for clients that we work with that have been doing these kind of giveaways, what we've really been trying to transition them to is either adding an email sign up element to a giveaway or exclusively only making it accessible to people who sign up for email. And that's as easy as putting a link in bio to your email sign up form. And you can still use Instagram or social media to promote the giveaway. But instead of them having to like or comment, they have to sign up for email. You can also, during the duration of the giveaway, change your pop-up language also, so that people just coming to your website in general, you can say from September 19th to September 30th, if you sign up, you get a chance to win whatever thing that you're giving away. Why is that the more high value thing? Because with email, there is a way over time to validate the people that actually want to be there, because once they're on your list, you can see that they are engaging. And then email is just a more direct, reliable way to communicate with them than on Instagram. We know with the Instagram algorithm, someone could follow you and literally never see a post from you again. That's just how it works. But with email, once they're on your list, it is more likely that they will engage with you as long as they have some interest, and you can nurture them over time. So how does this all apply to what I'm talking about today? It applies because moving into the holiday season, you can systematize this too. And the first point I talked about with the holiday optimized welcome automation, imagine if you did a giveaway. Maybe it's a super giftable item, like the perfect stocking stuffer. One person's going to win, but everyone else who signs up is going to enter this holiday ready email automation, and they will also learn about your giftable products and be provided sales as a service through your email automation. So thank you for that question. Took me a little bit off track, but it is a question that we get a lot and something we see. And I like to change people's minds about it, because I find getting the email address is, besides getting someone to buy, getting someone's email address is the second highest value item, in my opinion. All right, any other questions? Drop them in the chat. And let's get to number 3. So the third system is having an holiday ready abandoned cart and browse abandoned emails. So just in general, if you're not familiar with these email automations, they are triggered automatically when someone adds something to cart and leaves your site. They don't complete the checkout process, one, or they're on your site specifically on a product page for a certain period of time and they don't add to cart. That's a browse abandonment. So at any time of year, you should have these in place. This is essential. And I would recommend also, if you have a Shopify store, you can set these up in Shopify to trigger, but I would not solely use those because you cannot customize them very well. I would shut those off and instead set them up in your email marketing platform like Klaviyo, for example. So these become especially important during Q4 for a number of reasons. The habits of most shoppers at this time of year, they're buying a lot of things online, shopping all over the place. It's also like the busiest time of year for so many people. There's like holiday parties, family obligations, travel, prep for whatever parties or gatherings that you're having, time off. It's just very hectic. And so someone could actually really want to buy from you, but it's as simple as they got distracted, or whatever, the phone rang, or the oven timer went off and they just didn't get a chance to finish their purchase. And if you don't have these automations in place, no matter how much someone wants to buy from you, you may have lost the sale literally because somebody just forgot. I know as a shopper, not as a marketer, just as a person out in the world buying things online, this happens to me all the time. This happens to me a lot when I know I need to order like vitamins or something really boring, and I'll be in the process and just forget, and I have to go like walk my dog. And so it is helpful when I get these cart reminders. And then during the holiday season, you can edit your cart and browse abandon reminders to do a lot of the same things I mentioned they should do when I was speaking about the welcome flow. So like pre-anticipate the questions that people would have if they are buying at this time of year. They're going to want to know things like, is this business legit? Is this going to ship on time and arrive on time for when I need it? Is this actually gift worthy? Will there be a better deal coming later? And this is all language you can like pre-address in your cart abandon and browse abandon reminders. In your subject lines, for example, at another time of year, you might say something like, and I'm just going to give you the most generic example, but like you left this behind. Instead, in the holiday season, you could say something like, still thinking about this gift. Order by X date to get it by the holiday season. Maybe if you have gift wrap, there could be a call out that says free gift wrap included. Extended returns until whatever date, if that applies to you. It's ready to ship, ships in one day. Whatever it is, like you have to decide what makes sense for your business and what are your value offerings. And sometimes, and you can decide whether this makes sense to you or not, a nudge could be giving a code, like gift joy, for example, like a holiday themed code. You don't have to put those in your abandoned cart emails, but sometimes, since they are a series, there's a first nudge and then a second nudge. In the second nudge, you could consider putting a code. Sometimes that might catch someone's attention a little bit more clearly. So it's really important to pay attention to those email automations at any time of year, but during the holiday season, they become super, super, super important, and you want to make sure they are dialed in as much as possible. Okay, I'm going to take a sip, and it looks like we had another question come through. Thank you for the questions. You can drop yours in the comments. How often should we be updating those browse and cart abandonment automations? Also, should this be a simple automated email or a sequence? Thank you very much. Great question. I think in general, at any time of year, I would look at those automations about every 90 days. And that advice depends on how many subscribers you have, how many people are coming through the flows. For like a small business with a modest size list, I think every 90 days, like checking the data, does this seem effective? Can I tweak them? If you had a really big list, I'd probably look at them more often, like every 30 to 60 days. But you want to look at them at some point. The biggest mistake I see is someone sets this up when they start their email marketing account, and then they literally will never look at them again for years. So don't do that. If it helps, I think it's really great to put a calendar reminder and say, this is my 90-day marketing check-in where I'm going to look at all the systems I have in place, including my email automations, do a quick scan, what's outdated, what needs a little bit of help and tweaking, and then make those updates. And then the second part of the question was, should this just be one email or a sequence? That's a great question. I do recommend sequences for both. For both browse abandon and cart abandon, usually it's 2 emails. Sometimes you'll see a more aggressive approach that's like 3 to 4 emails. I think 2 are fine. The cart abandon is the higher value one that you should prioritize more if you're going to choose one thing to focus your time on, because the intent of someone who abandoned a cart is higher than someone who was just browsing. So you have a better chance of converting that person. And the timing of it also varies. Abandoned cart, you can have it set up to go like 1 hour, 2 hours after the cart abandon. Browse abandonment, I would say 1 to 2 hours. It depends. You can experiment with different time frames. And if you are confused or lost, most email platforms, and I know for sure Klaviyo, they have pre-built templates for these. So if you go to Flows and you look up abandoned cart, they literally have a whole pre-built recommended structure with subject lines and everything that you can follow and just customize with your brand voice, your brand image. And so if you don't know where to start, that's a great place to start, because it will give you the best practice setup. And then over time, you want to customize that and tweak it based on how the results are looking for you. Okay, thank you for that question. Number 4, let's talk about SMS. We haven't touched on this yet in this masterclass. Backing up a little bit, I do want to mention that for things like your welcome flow, like your gift guide nurture series, like your browse and cart abandon, all of those can also have complementing SMS flows as well. I don't always mention and bring it up because most of the small business owners we work with don't have an SMS list, or they are just starting to build it. But if you do have SMS subscribers, you can work in the same touch points for people to receive these messages on email and SMS. So if you are just getting started with SMS and you are like one of these people I mentioned, it's a great time to even begin building that list now, so that even by the time you get to Black Friday, hey, if you have like 20 to 50 people on your list, that is a super high engagement platform because people get it right to their phone. So you can leverage your email list to ask people to also sign up for SMS and let them know what they get by being a subscriber. Or you can change your website pop-up to have an SMS step in it to ask for that. But be super clear about what is the purpose of them signing up and treat it as a VIP channel to some extent. For example, they get early access to holiday launches, or they get special reminders about shipping cutoffs, gift guide suggestions, maybe special discounts, bigger discounts that email doesn't get. You can kind of decide what you want to do with that, but make sure that whatever you promise gets delivered in the form of an SMS automation or pre-scheduled campaigns that actually deliver on the promise that you are sharing with these SMS subscribers that you're trying to engage. I'm going to take a sip. So the last system I want to talk about today is actually not related to email marketing or SMS marketing. It's kind of a bonus one, but it's one that we think is very, very valuable moving into Q4, social media automations. So you can, especially you're going to be so busy, you're going to be fulfilling orders, you also have personal obligations, super busy time. You can set up automations in Meta Business Suite that auto respond to messages, to common questions, or at least give you buy you some time to feel like you are there responding to questions right away until you are able to more personally return to your computer or phone to address a customer question. Because customers, unfortunately, whether or not they know you're a small business, they expect their questions to be answered immediately. And they don't care if it's 3 o'clock in the morning. That's just the attitude in this fast-paced world that we live in. And they don't know that you are busy with orders or you're taking a break. And during this holiday season, a lot of common questions people might ask are, do you customize? Do you personalize? Do you offer gift wrap? Will this arrive by XYZ date if I order today? How do I order? How can I use this code? My code's not working. Those are all really common questions. And actually, for those examples I gave, if you don't answer right away, those are all questions that come up in the moment that someone is probably in the cart, and you have a really high chance of losing the sale if you don't answer quickly. So these auto replies keep the conversation going and reduce stress and friction. So we have a whole tutorial about this for JoyDeck members, but basically there are automations you can set up in Meta Business Suite that can give FAQ style replies or messages that are triggered by keywords that the customer uses. So for example, if they say gift, maybe you have a special reply that addresses that in a more general way so that when you can return to your DM inbox, it kind of buys you a little bit of time until you're able to answer more personally. And for more advanced automations, there are third-party tools that you can use like ManyChat for more advanced flows if that's something that is interesting to you. So save those sales by making sure that the customer feels taken care of. They just want to know that there's someone there on the other side helping them. That means so much to people. Even if it does feel a little automated, if you're able to answer the question to some extent or another, it will make a difference. So those are my 5 systems. Let me know in the comments if you have any other questions or thoughts. In the meantime, I do want to remind that JoyDeck members who are watching this on Facebook Live in our private group get access to all the accompanying resources. So there is a replay of this masterclass. There is a guide for setting up Instagram and Facebook inbox automations, abandoned cart flow setup and optimization. We have a welcome flow template, as well as a setup tutorial and another complimentary masterclass about automating emails. We have a glow up checklist also for email marketing. And JoyDeck members only are able to enter our monthly mini challenge. And they can enter by September 30th for a chance to win a free Swift on-demand service from the JoyDeck shop. So let me show you what that is. On myjoydeck.com, we have a shop of what we like to call Swift on-demand services. And these are like mini tune-ups for your business related to email marketing, social media marketing, SEO, optimizing your e-commerce site. And we created them based on frequently asked questions and needs that we see our JoyDeck clients have. Typically, they cost $99, but all our JoyDeck members that enter the challenge every month get entered to win. One person gets chosen to win a free Swift on-demand service. And if you're not a JoyDeck member, you can take advantage of all of that, including the replay, the resources, entering the challenge, having a chance to win a free Swift on-demand service by engaging in a free trial, which you'll find at myjoydeck.com. If you click the free trial button, you can get a free 30-day trial to get this benefit. And all JoyDeck members at all times get 50% off the shop's Super Swift services, which is an amazing benefit. So I want to, again, invite if anyone has any last minute questions, I would love to answer them. If not, thanks for joining today. I hope you have a really amazing weekend, and I hope that you try setting up some of these systems for your business so that you have the best Q4 and holiday season that you have ever had. Thanks so much.